Welcome to Bus Driver Life. My name is Kiwan. I am a bus driver. I've been driving for about 18 years. I've driven school buses and I currently drive transit buses. I've driven for 2 different transit systems in the Northern California area. In this episode, I'm going to react to a video of a man who films bus drivers making bad decisions while driving. The YouTube channel is called Ladybug Adventures. I'll have the original video linked in the description below. Now, bus drivers behaving badly. We've all seen that. We've seen bus drivers make some bad decisions. It can be a very challenging job, contrary to popular belief. So let's just take a look at what footage this content creator has captured of bus drivers. I think this is specifically TTC bus drivers and some school bus drivers in the same area, I guess in the Toronto area. So let's check it out.
How's everybody doing? I get it. When you're driving, you make bad decisions. I mean, when I'm driving, I make some bad decisions every now and then. Not that often, but every now and then. When I'm talking about these transit drivers or bus drivers, you know, people get up in arms. Like sometimes these transit lovers and bus lovers, they're like, oh my gosh, you have no idea what they go through each day. Have you ever driven a bus? I haven't driven a bus before, but I do know the laws of the road. And if the laws of the road are different for buses than I know of, then please let me know. I know there's some different rules like letting buses merge in, that kind of thing, but when it comes to yellow and red lights, I'm pretty sure the law is the same for all drivers on the road. There are so many good drivers out there, and these drivers that I'm showing here just happen to show some bad judgment that I caught. I'm not saying they're bad people, I'm not saying they're bad drivers overall, I'm just saying they made some pretty bad mistakes here. And I'm here to show it just like I show other people's. If I actually do something on camera, I'll show it to you as well. How about that? It just doesn't happen that often. Just kidding. Anyway, let's roll it and I'll show you what happens.
You know, it's really interesting how people get really sarcastic when that question is asked. The question that I'm referring to is, you know, have you ever driven a bus, or you don't know what they go through? Like, some people are just like, really? All you're doing is sitting down all day. You're not going through anything. You get to sit and drive. How difficult is that? And I think it'd be a great learning experience if some people did have an opportunity to drive a bus for a day. However, having said that, stopping at red lights is very important when you operate a bus. Safety in general is important, whether it's driving or whether it's dealing with your passengers. And it's interesting how when it comes to safety issues with traffic, people are quick to kind of put us out there. But when it comes to safety issues regarding passengers, people will get upset at us for upholding those safety measures because they're like, hey, you're not letting this passenger do what they want to do. So you're rude, Mr. or Mrs. or whatever. So here's the thing, before we even get into what this individual caught on camera of bus drivers making bad decisions, which I'm pretty sure he did catch some stuff, and we're gonna talk about it because it can be a great learning experience to see from the outside looking in how it looks when bus drivers do things like running red lights, which I assume is what we're gonna see. I think a lot of people get defensive when footage like this is uploaded because generally that's the only type of footage that is uploaded of transit workers. A lot of people don't take the time out to film things that are happening that are positive, but they're really quick to upload things that are negative and that paint us in a bad light. I'm not saying that I have a problem with anyone uploading something like what we're about to watch, which I assume will be buses running red lights. If you're a bus driver and you're running red lights or you're operating your vehicle in an unsafe manner, you have to understand that people can and will film and will upload it. However, I just wish sometimes that same energy was used when there's positive things happening, and a lot of times you do not see that.
You ain't lying.
But I get it, a lot of times negative seems to be way more exciting than positive. So let me stop talking, let's continue watching, and let's get into the footage so we can see some bad bus drivers. Ooh, they're so bad.
This goes from least bad to baddest.
Anyway,
woes. So we're going along. This bus has 4-way flashers going. I thought it was weird.
School buses like that.
And they kind of just
vans.
drift into my lane. A little honk happened, but no problem. Now this bus. Now usually you'll see this bus here in this top left corner. That bus actually stops, doors open, does the proper thing. This bus right beside me, however, does not. They just slow down, doors open, and just go right through. And and that's not how you're supposed to do it as far as I've heard from a bus driver. Now this bus, this is the worst one. As you can see here, light goes red, bam, right through the red light. Again, this is at the beginning. You can see in the timestamp it's in the morning, so you know, possibly a bus full of kids. Not cool, man. Not cool.
Okay, so in the first example, the first situation that this person caught was the small school bus, the cutaway. They had their four-way flashers on still, and they should not have had those on. And then they started to go into the right lane. Drift into the right, well, it looked like they were drifting into the right lane. That's what was happening. Okay, what I can assume could have potentially happened in that situation is this, and this is something that a lot of us bus drivers deal with. We use our four-ways a lot when we come to different stops and railroad crossings, things of that nature. And sometimes I'm not making excuses, but sometimes we forget to cancel our four-ways. So when you're going to change lanes or make a turn, you will hit your signal, but your four-ways are still on, so no one's seeing that signal. Bus drivers, we all have to remember to cancel our four-ways, our hazard lights. We have to cancel them once we're done using them. A lot of times we have so much going on that it slips your mind in that split second, or sometimes you thought you canceled it, you hit the button or whatever, and it just still didn't activate for it to cancel. That happens as well sometimes. But yeah, I'm not making any excuses. That can create a very hazardous situation. So we have to really pay attention to everything that we are doing. We have to stay on top of our game.
You ain't lying.
The other situation with the railroad crossing, yeah, in most cases, you are supposed to come to a complete stop and open your door. And in some cases, you can also let your window down. If you don't open your door, you have to at least have a window open, but it just depends on where you're working. In most cases, it's open the door. And in some cases, it's open the door or have the driver window down, because the purpose is for you to listen for a train. If you hear a train whistle or train horn, whatever. Now, from what I can see with the small bus did that kind of did not come to a complete stop, I'm thinking maybe the reason they did that was because they were right at the edge of an intersection. So as soon as you cross this street, bam, there's a railroad crossing. And a lot of times when buses stop, they get rear-ended. So maybe what this driver is doing, since the railroad crossing is right at the beginning of an intersection, it's kind of placed in an awkward position. Maybe they're thinking they're going to slow down, check for the train, and then just keep it moving so they can potentially avoid being rear-ended. However, they probably should still come to a complete stop. But I know there could be some exceptions. I'm not sure. I'm not a part of that school bus company. I don't know. And the one where the driver went through the red light, I get it. You're trying to stay on schedule, but we can't run red lights. When you see the yellow light, you pretty much need to stop. But it looks like, this is not a justification, but it looks like the light had literally just turned red. And the bus was almost all the way through the intersection before the other light turned green. So that person probably crosses through there all the time and they probably have that light timed. However, I'm not saying that they should do that. You should just go ahead and stop and just wait. But yeah, bus drivers, don't run red lights. We cannot do that. And if you're driving a regular car, don't run red lights. As a bus driver, I see so many other motorists who run red lights, and they'll run the red light like 7-8 seconds after it's turned red. It'll be red, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There goes the car. And I'm like, really?
The TTC.
TTC
as
buses.
You see here, not all is
People
bad.
really don't
Light
like the
turns
TTC,
yellow
I
and
guess.
red, and this bus does not go. I just watched him pick up the person, and you know what? This bus driver said, "Oh, I'm going to stay chilled and follow the rules of the road." However,
Oh, that's positive.
this next bus, not so much.
Oh,
Well,
of course
it's
we gotta
bad
show some bad
judgment day
stuff.
for this bus driver here. I'm going northbound. The bus is turning left, southbound. The light turns yellow here. You don't see the bus until right about now. And you can see that the bus is just behind that crosswalk. And as the light turns red, that bus decides to creep forward and continue right through. As much time has passed, that left advance green has already started for the other side, and you can see where the bus is, and the bus just goes. And because of the actions of the driver, the people turning left cannot go. I mean, look at how long that bus is. That's about 3 to 4 car lengths of vehicle there, and a slow accelerating vehicle at that. Again, I just feel like there should have been a whole lot better judgment there by that bus driver on that particular light. I know they have pressures to keep their schedule, but I think that's a blatant red light.
Well, congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. And just for that, I'm going to give you a little treat. It's my dad joke of the day. I had a job in a calendar factory, but I got fired because I took a couple days off. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next Ladybug adventure.
So for that last example of the TTC bus, I have seen that before where there's a line of traffic trying to get through the light, and even though the light has went from yellow to red, whoever's kind of in that sequence together, they will all just stick together like a family and just still go through there even though the light is red. I've seen it. It happens. And when it comes to us transit bus drivers, it shouldn't happen. We should just wait. And it's really messed up when we miss the lights because there is a lot of pressure when it comes to your schedule. You're trying to stay on schedule, or you're trying to make up time because depending on the time of day, you're going to be behind schedule regardless because of the increased traffic and the increased passenger load on your bus. But it's better to be safe for the passengers and yourself, and you don't want to end up on someone's YouTube video of them filming you running through a red light. And as bus drivers, we are held to a higher standard because we are professional bus operators and we receive a paycheck. Part of our paycheck is driving, operating that vehicle safely and safely transporting people. So, you know, this person caught some bad things. Fortunately, that is not how most bus drivers drive. That's not how all the bus drivers drive, but there are some that make moves like that. And there is pressure with the schedule, but we still have to be safe, and sometimes that will cause us to be even later than we want to be because unfortunately when we're driving buses, we are on the same roads as everyone else. We do not have our own separate set of streets that we can operate through. There are some cities that have bus-only lanes, but you're not generally going to have an entire bus system with all the bus-only lanes. It's not really common for everybody to have traffic light priority, meaning when we get to a traffic light, it turns green for us quicker so that we can keep moving. That's pretty rare. I know there are some cases where that is the case. I actually wish we had traffic light priority clearance all the time. That would be pretty cool. That would help us because red lights will kill your schedule. It's really tough out here.
You don't know what it feels like to be a bus driver. Have you ever driven a bus?
But seriously, I don't have a problem with videos like this where it showcases bus drivers making bad decisions while driving. I only wish that there were more people that would also upload videos showing positive things, showing good things that bus drivers do. And since there's not a lot of people that do that, I'm going to be the one to do it. So look out for some videos where I'm showing some positive things that bus drivers do. I can't wait. They're going to be awesome and amazing. And make sure you check out the original video that I reacted to. The link is in the description below. And if you like what you see on that channel, of course, go ahead and subscribe to that channel if you like it. And as for this channel, if you enjoyed what you've seen, make sure you give me a thumbs up on this amazing video, right?
No!
And if you're not currently subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Thank you for watching Bus Driver Life.